Hillary Clinton is a menace to society. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Keisha King, and today we're going to be talking about all of this revealing evidence that's coming out about Hillary Clinton and the Clinton campaign during the 2016 election and what they were doing during President Trump's presidential administration. So John Durham is the special counsel for the Department of Justice who is investigating the dossier, Hillary Clinton, the Clinton campaign, all of that, 2016. And what we're learning now is what happened subsequently after the 2016 campaign, where they were looking into President Trump's administration. Can you believe that there were companies that were spying on, allegedly, on a sitting president's administration? I mean, when I heard this, I could not believe what was happening. So I worked on the 2020 Trump campaign, and I want to tie these things together for you because I think they legitimately can be tied together. So you guys remember, if you were, unless you were like under a rock somewhere, Trump it was Russia, 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 and Trump's a racist and all this stuff. That sentiment trickled down to the ground. So when we were campaigning, helping the campaign, everybody wanted to talk about Russia. People believed these things to be true. There was no evidence to support that he was colluding with Russia. There was no evidence to support that Trump was racist, but these were the sentiments on the ground. People really thought that Trump was part of these things because the Democrat Party and Hillary Clinton was using the mainstream media as her communications department, basically, for her campaign and for everything she did subsequently after that. The media and the Democrat Party and Hillary Clinton together terrorized our nation. This woman and her crew made people literally think that Donald Trump was colluding with Russia and this psychotic racist who was going to bring down democracy and all of this stuff. It was so pervasive. People would freak out when they saw his name on a shirt. This Trump derangement syndrome was so just everywhere that people were literally shot and killed for being a Trump supporter, especially if you were Black, because he was a racist. And so I was lunged at by someone, a Black man, because, I mean, you guys, you would not even believe the names he was calling me because I supported President Trump. And I had never seen anything like this before. But the Democrats, the media, and all of this drummed up because of Hillary Clinton, their efforts were, you could feel all this tension on the ground. I also worked with a woman whose house was shot up because she supported Trump. This is how crazy people became with the racism and the Russia and Trump is all of these things. There was no basis for this. There was no basis for this stuff. But because we were Black, because we supported Trump, people literally lost their minds. That's why I don't trust the mainstream media anymore. I do not trust big tech anymore because they have so many capabilities to manipulate behavior, to manipulate society. You had to see this in action, and you would think that these things aren't, connected. But Hillary Clinton doing what she did and putting this information out in the media and the Democrat Party, pushing this into society along with big tech, all of this was one big scheme to take President Trump down. And there were real world consequences that people paid just because we supported a president who had policies that we agreed with. That's it. They don't want you to have individual thought. You must be lock in step with what they're doing. It is a very mob-like tactic. And I believe people should look into who Hillary Clinton's father was, because he was an interesting man, to say the least. I don't know, but I've heard that Hillary Clinton's father has ties to the mob. So maybe that's where she gets this brutal, by any means necessary, I don't care who this harms type of mentality and just thirst for power. She is a deviant and psychotic, if you ask me. I don't know what crazy person would go to this length to spy on a sitting president in his administration. That says a lot to me about the type of person that she's dealing with, that we're dealing with. It says to me that she is not well. Anyway, during the Trump campaign, we had to deal with people who really actually believed a lot of the things that were floating around from mainstream media. People believe basically anything that came down. I mean, they were just doing such a forceful job of beating, their ideas into society, when it was like, people, if you would have left people to their natural, behavior, I think we would have a very different outcome in the presidency. You don't even want to know my thoughts about that whole thing from 2020. But even during the 2016 election, it was just very divisive. Just whatever. I think we have to start realizing that these things don't just happen on their own. This happened, the Russia stuff, the racism stuff, from Trump being accused of all these things, and just people being having all this cognitive dissonance, and people just being completely coming out of who they are when they even saw the name Donald Trump. People would act like they knew him, or that he owed them money, or that they were sleeping with him at night. It's like people would get just crazy. And it's like, how does this even happen? How does it happen that you don't know this guy? You just have this information that is floating around, that's being put out there. You have no evidence of it being true, but you behave as though you know. You behave as though it's fact. But all of this is coming from these elite, do anything by any means necessary, people who have a disgusting thirst for power. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. I know you want to subscribe. And don't forget to watch my show, The Keisha King Show, every Thursday, where we interview very interesting guests and talk about all different types of things. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.